Hi, I'm Mark Pocan, Wisconsin's 2nd Congressional District Representative. April 4th, Friday the 4th. It's been a week, good and bad. On the good side, Wisconsin had a big election on Tuesday. We had turnout that looked more like a midterm congressional election than a nonpartisan April primary because people wanted to be heard. You know, Republican members of Congress aren't doing town halls. People just want to express the concern they have with what they see with the firings, the service cuts, everything that's happening. They don't want to see their Medicaid cut. They don't want to see education cut. They don't want to see food assistance cut, and they're just concerned. So they came out and they voted, and they sent a resounding message to Washington that people are not happy with the direction of this administration. That was a big thing. In fact, it might have been the biggest thing that's happened this year yet, and very positive. As we go a couple days later, though, we're also in one of maybe the worst things that's happened yet, and that's Donald Trump one more time coming out with tariffs that don't necessarily have rhyme or reason, that you can't really explain, and he can't explain, and certainly his cabinet all have different answers. But at the end of the day, what's happening is we're watching the stock market crash. We're watching people be very, very concerned about what this means. China is saying they're going to put big tariffs on against us in retaliation. And at the end of the day, all of these tariffs of Donald Trump are just taxes on all of us. You could use tariffs wisely. Don't get me wrong. If you've got cheap steel being dumped into the United States, we have to defend the steel industry here and the people who work in it. We can do a lot of things positively, even directly with China, with tariffs. But when you just throw them out all over and see what countries they land on, of course, not Russia, but when they land on all these countries and you start those relationships, the really bad relationships, it has a negative impact. So we'll learn more of what continues to happen next week. Thankfully, the markets are going to be closed soon, but it hasn't been a pretty day. But the good news is a message was sent, the biggest message in the nation, and it came from Wisconsin about the distaste for what's happening with this administration, and the tariffs we're all going to figure out together. But that's this week and what happened here in Washington, D.C.